Welcome to our living room. This is From the Disney Couch, and you're on a journey with us to find the ultimate Disney movie. From the year 2000, we are watching
The Emperor's New Groove.
Are you ready to groove?
I'm so ready to groove.
I can hardly remember what this movie is about. Like, I can picture the two main characters and I can picture their voices in my head, but other than that, I really don't know why he was turned into a llama.
Spoilers.
Oops.
I know the characters are all just iconic and hilarious in their own little ways.
There's iconic characters in this movie?
Well,
I can't think of one.
Kronk, I think, is pretty iconic.
Sorry,
I
Jared.
would love to meet
I'd love to meet Kronk.
Doesn't mean it's not a good movie.
I'd want to try his spinach hitch puffs.
Okay, no more spoilers. I can't remember hardly anything about this movie.
Okay, let's just watch it.
Okay, here we go. The Emperor's New Groove.
That's a good laugh out loud movie.
Yeah, I think that's the most I've heard you laugh yet on the Disney Couch.
Yeah.
A whole lot of llama laughs.
That's what it says on the back of the DVD case, so it's gotta be true.
They just went out for all out silly in this movie and made it really funny and not annoying.
I mean, it's a ridiculous concept. So if you try to go about seriously, it's just gonna be a weird movie.
Yeah, it's true. And originally they were going about it seriously. This movie started in development back in '94, and it was called The Kingdom of the Sun. And they were kind of going for the musical epic sort of thing. They hired Sting to make epic soundtracks, and they got quite a bit down the line. And then they did some test screenings, and audiences were like, meh.
Wow.
So they totally changed direction and made it funny, pushed the production date back, and now we have The Emperor's New Groove.
You never got the feel that it's like, oh, I just feel like I'm watching a Saturday morning cartoon. I guess it had the story, you know, and enough tension in it to
Constant
keep it
peril.
going. If you just need a good laugh out loud night, this is a great choice for a movie.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it quite so much because all I remember from the last time I saw it was just that David Spade was kind of annoying.
Well, the llama is annoying because he's an annoying, obnoxious character.
He's just an awful person.
Yeah, and so I just remember being annoyed by his obnoxiousness, but this time not so much.
Here's my drawing of Kuzco. I tried using pastels for the first time.
Follow her on.
Doodles for boredom.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly different from the movies that we've been watching lately. Certainly a lot more humorous than Dinosaur, which had absolutely no laugh out loud moments in the entire movie.
It's true.
But let's see how it scores on our Disney chart.
To the church!
Book intro.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Actually, one of the things that I didn't enjoy about this movie was the opening song by Tom Jones.
Yeah.
I found it cheesy. Well, cheesy.
It's Tom Jones. What are you
I
gonna
don't know.
do?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
I did find it kind of fun that Kuzco had a personal theme song composer.
I want a theme song guy.
Yeah, I wish they would have kind of fleshed that out a little bit more.
That song does have like the iconic "You threw off my groove," which I love quoting.
It's not based on a book, is it?
No.
No, this is an original idea that they really had to work through a few times to make it happen. At any rate, I think we've moved far away from the era of the book opening, and now it seems like every opening starts with a song and some kind of dramatic setup, and then about 4 minutes in, they show the title so you actually know what you're watching. And that's getting a little old now. So
Back to the book opening!
give us more
Alright.
books!
Missing parents.
Wow, what about Kuzco's parents? I mean,
He didn't
He's
seem to have
17.
any.
There's nothing in the plot revolving around him not having parents other
Yeah.
than he's a spoiled, selfish kid. So no points for missing parents.
Dad with the stash.
No, the only dad was Pacha, and he
He had no
was
stash.
clean shaven.
Yeah.
And Pacha was voiced by John Goodman.
All I could hear was Sully.
yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Talking animals.
Yes!
Wide variety.
Funny.
Yeah, now you might make the case that the llama only talked because he was a magical llama. But there was the squirrel,
squeak.
and Kronk and the squirrel had a great little conversation.
when the emperor got turned into a llama and was going through the jungle, he realized that he could understand what the animals were saying. There was a fly caught in a web and was going, help me, as the spider was getting him. So it was just really funny that all of a sudden he could understand everything the animals were saying.
And it was great when Yzma was turned into a kitten. That was a great moment, especially when she started to, give her evil laughter and say, "Oh, oh, that's my voice."
Oh, she was such a cute little kitten, and yet she was still terrifying.
Yeah, especially like she rises up from the clouds like,
And then we actually thought she was going to be a snake.
yeah. She was like, oh no, a snake, and then it was like tiny purple kitten. She's like, oh.
Gotcha.
It was so good. Yeah, that's great.
Unlikely partnership.
Yes!
I've been waiting for this moment. This is like a good model unlikely partnership where they hate each other.
You turned me into a llama!
And they're like, no, I don't want to work with you. And then they slowly build up the teamwork until they actually like each other.
And they only work together because they're forced to.
Yeah.
The llama needs Pacha's help. Pacha wants the emperor not to knock his house down to build his summer home. They both want something from each other, but they don't like each other.
But then by the end, they're unlikely pals.
Yeah.
And it made a great story.
It did, yeah. That was really the main thing that this movie was about, was the unlikely partnership.
Hated Mickey.
Yeah, we spotted a couple.
Emperor Kuzco is getting fed a bunch of plates of food by his servants, and on a bunch of those plates were hidden Mickeys, presumably of vegetables. There was a jungle scene where in the background there's a big plant, and the center of the plant was Mickey-shaped.
Oh, and when Pacha was starting a fire, he was doing this with a stick and a puff of smoke came up in a Mickey shape. But no lime green for the villain, which is one of our unofficial categories.
Yeah, the villain color of this movie was purple.
And purpley
gray.
blue. And there was no Goofy Scream, although this was a movie that was ripe for Goofy
I know, kind of disappointing.
It's because whenever people were falling, they were saying something funny. Alcohol.
Yeah,
What?
there was a couple scenes. Right at the beginning, Cusco christened a ship and he threw a bottle of wine at it.
I was drawing.
And of course, when he was being poisoned, then Kronk put the poison
Oh
in
yeah.
the wine.
She said it was wine.
There was no drunkenness scene. Looks like thankfully Disney is kind of moving on from those days. So we're happy about that. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Witchy villain.
Yes.
She had some like, I feel like it was more science.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Like, she had a potion,
She had a
but
secret lab.
she was more like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
But,
It was definitely like magic, but it was treated like science.
yeah, that's true.
She wore like goggles and a lab coat when she was down there.
Yeah.
I think we still count it though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm with Jaira
I'm
on this
saying a
one.
half mark for
Yeah.
this.
No.
It's
We're
like
talking about potions that turn
it's
people into
science.
llamas here.
It's science
Yeah.
magic.
That's witchy.
The line is blurred. Guess it's time for a couch vote.
Okay. Witchy villain, 3, 2, 1, go! So that equals half a mark.
Yeah.
Half a point for witchy villain because science.
Yes.
And goggles.
Yes.
And labs.
Lab coats,
Yes. So if you have goggles, you are not a witch.
apparently.
If you weigh the same as a duck,
What?
you're made of wood. And therefore,
Okay, keep going.
Therefore, ugly villain.
is she scary beyond all reason?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they really made much of it, zooming in on
Yeah.
all her wrinkles, and she was like a bug almost. She kind of looked like some sort of strange insect.
Yeah.
Definitely ugly.
I think this was a case of Disney making fun of themselves because they know they make their villains ugly and they just went for it this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Death by falling.
No, because Yzma didn't die.
I thought there was 3 or 4 times that somebody fell, like the guy who threw off the Emperor's Groove, he got chucked out a window. I thought, hey, there we go, death by falling 2 minutes in. And then Pacha comes along and finds the guy in a banner. He's still alive.
hung up in a banner.
Shows up again at the end. Then, they go over a waterfall, and of course they survive that.
Yeah. Who doesn't survive falling down massive waterfalls?
I know, sharp rocks.
Twice.
Bring it on. And then, of course, Yzma at the end, who is saved by a conveniently placed trampoline.
That was so clever.
Yeah.
Nobody died, there was lots of falling.
Hit song.
Well, It did win an award.
It did?
Really?
The song over the credits, My Funny Friend and Me,
But
won the Phoenix Film Critics Society Award for
Wow.
Best Song.
Wow.
it's disgusting.
They have low standards.
And Sting almost pulled out of the movie entirely. Like, he had written, I think it was 6 songs for the original, the epic drama
Poor
thing.
Sting.
But he almost pulled out. In one version of the film, Cusco winds up building his Cusco land by flattening a rainforest in another part of the jungle and putting his land there. And Sting wrote a strongly worded letter to Disney
Wow.
saying, I will not be attached to this project because this is the sort of thing that I've spent my entire career trying to fight against.
Who knew?
And so if you put that in, I am off this project. And so then they changed it so Cusco had his summer home beside Pacha's.
And then they just had a one really lame song at the end. Sorry, Sting.
Yeah, sorry.
Should have just pulled out entirely.
I know.
Sting.
Yep.
But
that
it won an
stings.
award, so do we count it?
No.
No.
We were definitely not singing anything.
Yeah.
There's no song that's attached to this movie in our memories. So one of the songs that I think should have won an award was when Kronk was trying to sneak away with the llama in a bag, he was humming his own Danger theme song.
Yes.
And that was really good. It was so good, in fact, that Disney made Patrick Warburton sign away his rights to that tune that he just improvised while he was doing voice
No
work.
way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still
that's
think I'm
so
not the
funny.
victim
He
yet?
just
I love-
improvised
It
it.
gets
I love how, like, when he's, like, hiding from the guards, just, like,
he's doing
something
his
gets
own
low, he's like,
theme music?
"Oh."
Yeah, he holds the note. Oh. Somebody hit her.
I don't see how long she can go for.
This is taking up too much time.
I didn't take a breath first.
But that's so funny that they made him sign the rights to that.
I would buy that, honestly.
Yeah.
Romantic duet. No.
No romance.
Yeah. Well, other than Pacha and his wife, you know.
Oh, yeah, they were
they're a
cute.
good couple.
Oh, and-
The kiss.
Well, not really any romance here. Pacha almost kissed. Cusco,
That was such a funny scene.
That was
He-
not that kind of kiss.
He had to give him mouth to mouth, and he was like really grossed out by it. It was about to give him mouth to mouth, and the llama came too, and it just became just this
Both
hilarious.
started spinning even though he hadn't actually gotten to kissing him.
yes. Did Pacha ever kiss his wife on screen?
I don't think so.
No.
But even so, that wouldn't be the kiss.
No.
No.
that would be one of many in
That'd
their
just be
ongoing
like a cute
healthy, happy
marriage
marriage.
kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Of course.
nothing here.
Resurrection.
Nobody died.
No? No,
Yeah.
dead.
He got changed back into human form after trying a bunch of different potions or scientific liquids, whatever you want to call it. But
Potions.
But no, he never died. But, you know, he got resurrected into a better person because of his adventure as a llama.
Yeah.
So if you know anyone who needs to become a better person, just turn him into a llama, set him
Like
loose in
that.
the jungle, everything will be fine.
Yep.
Okay, shall we total it up?
Let's total it up. Let's find out how many points the Emperor's New Groove got.
Total is 5.5 out of 14.
We're live here at the bottom of the Ultimate Disney chart for the Emperor's New Groove. 5.5 points.
Yeah, not a very Disney movie.
Yeah, even
Eh.
if it isn't a very good Disney movie, it is still a good
Disney
Disney
movie?
movie.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's pretty good.
Looking at now, it does seem a little like less, Disney-esque.
Oh,
you
totally.
think
No
this might be like
romance.
a DreamWorks movie or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's a good comparison. But good on you, Disney, for breaking the mold a little.
Yeah, and whipping out the unlikely partnership.
Thanks for joining us on the Disney Couch. Our next movie up is Lilo and Stitch, so you want to subscribe so you see that. So like the video, comment, subscribe, and join us next time from the Disney Couch. Bye!
Now, can you actually go on this features?
Don't you mean the extra gravy?
Gravy?
That's what the menu
I
says.
thought it was extra gravy.
No.
I heard extra gravy.
I'm pretty sure
Great
it's extra
gobs of groovy gravy. I think we should do a couch vote for unlikely partnership.
No.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
It's just adding unnecessary
Why?
minutes to the.
Why?
I'm sorry.
That was the lamest idea ever. I'm out of here. Get off the couch. I can't work under these conditions. I can't even say conditions.